As we approach the end of the fall semester, CSUN is celebrating its graduates. Our Jess Brumana sat down with commencement coordinators to discuss GradFest and the next graduation ceremony.
Thank you. Today we're joined by Sabrina Gack, the commencement coordinator, and Yaneli Mejia, the ticketing and technology coordinator. Together, you've both worked for the commencement department for quite some time. What's it like working there?
It's actually really rewarding working in the Student Development and Transitional Programs office. Our office is just really a central hub for students to come and graduates to get all the information that they need for commencement, as well as some other transitional programs like orientation, convocation, and yeah, it's a really good office to work in.
Yeah, I agree with Sabrina. You get to experience a lot of students coming in and coming out of CSUN, interacting with us, talking about their accomplishments.
You know, commencement is such a big part of, the college experience. And there's quite a few students that don't graduate in the spring, but they instead graduate during the fall semester. What do students who are graduating in the fall need to do that's different from spring?
Would you like me to say it?
Sure.
So fall graduates, what they would need to do is make sure that they're keeping an eye on their email communications from us, because of course once you graduate you're no longer checking your CSUN email. In the end of the semester we host an event called Fall Grad Fest, and that's where graduates could come, similar to Spring Grad Fest, where they can interact with us, ask any questions they might have. If they want to get sashes of say 2024, they can purchase those as well. And then lastly, just making sure that they're checking their emails in January to May to make sure they're staying up to date with communications on claiming tickets, registering for the event, recording their name, etc.
To kind of add on to, Fall Grad Fest is a new event that our office has been working in collaboration with the campus store. And we really saw that there was a gap for students that were graduating in the fall and not really getting the communications that they need from our office until the spring. Because a lot of graduates who were graduating in the fall, they wouldn't really hear from our office for about a couple months until, once the ceremony started to kind of occur and once they were logging into our portals and stuff. So there was a need that students needed to have an opportunity for just to have conversations with our office, get to see all of their merchandise for the fall term. And this is our second year working in collaboration with the campus store, and a lot of the things that we're doing is just really being another opportunity for students to just get their questions answered. And this is typically about the time where we're just giving them the information on, when are they graduating? A lot of the things that they ask are, how many tickets am I going to get? Or what is it going to look like? What are the expectations? And graduation is like a opportunity to celebrate. And we want to make that easy and as streamlined as we can, so that way graduates can really just enjoy the process and look forward to walking across the stage.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm graduating in the spring, and it's so scary to think about, there's so many things to get done. You mentioned, staying on top of emails and making sure, you're up to date with communication. Is there any other advice you'd like to give graduates who are going to, be walking the stage really soon?
Yeah. So, advice for graduates is, I think for me, I did my undergrad and my graduate program here, and, working in this position, like we see a lot of graduates in the similar position where this is about the time where the added anxieties and the stressors and, finals are also occurring. There's a lot on a student's plate right now. And I think the biggest advice is to just take a moment and really kind of step back and kind of see all of the accomplishments and how much work it took to get to this moment. And honestly, in my personal opinion, as a tip, is as you're kind of going through the graduation process, yes, there's going to be things that need to get done. There's going to be deadlines, and there's a lot of things happening at once. It's really just taking a step back, reflecting, and just taking a deep breath as you kind of go through the commencement season, and just kind of have a smile and be excited for what's going to happen. I'm sure, hopefully that's what you're also looking forward to, is walking across the stage and just putting yourself in the shoes and in those seats of like, all right, I get to turn my tassel today. And that's really what, just reminding students to see the bigger picture.
Are there anything that's going to be different from this year than there were in previous years?
Yeah. So all graduates get added to a site that we call Marching Order, which is a platform that they can allow to get their guest tickets, record their name, verify their information. Something that we're incorporating new this year is called Grad Pass. So similar to their physical name card, it's actually a digital version. So graduates will no longer have to wait in line to grab a physical name card for when they walk across the stage. They'll have it on their phone, like an Apple Wallet feature, or they can print it out if they like. So that's a feature that we're incorporating this year to allow graduates to just have it on their phones, because a lot of times they'll lose the card from their seat to the stage, and this will just make the process easier for them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there anything else about commencement you'd like to share we haven't had a chance to talk about?
I mean, just kind of highlighting with Grad Pass, I mean, a lot of the things that we look at checklists and things that we have to do and what graduates are preparing for, we're really just trying to look at things from like a larger lens of like how can we make it a little bit easier as you are kind of going through the graduation process. I think the first question everybody asks is, when am I graduating and how many tickets? Something that is new or that has been announced already is our commencement schedule for next year. So for any graduates who are graduating this fall, like we can now share out that information. It's all available on our CSUN website. So as graduates are planning and having family and guests starting to travel and stuff, they can go ahead and kind of look onto that to better plan for the upcoming year. I mean, outside of that, we're always kind of trying to make sure that we're staying up to date with technology for the actual event. So little things will be new as we go through the next year up for commencement. So as we look at Spring Grad Fest, we'll look at launching Grad Pass there. So graduates are getting familiar with the process and hopefully easing the anxieties of trying something new before the big day. So there's a lot of little things that will come up, but overall, our office is just kind of like helping to streamline and answer questions as graduates have them.
Thank you so much. This has been a very insightful conversation. I thank you so much for coming down and, telling us all about, what's to come for commencement. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Back to you.